good with the fight fans, man? It's Kijana back with some fight predictions this week. Getting them out to you guys pretty late, a few hours before the fight card again. Nunes versus Spencer, UFC 250. There's a few fights that I'm really looking forward to watching. I'm looking forward to watching Alex Perez versus Jussier Formiga. Chase Hooper versus Alex Aceros. Surprisingly, I'm actually looking forward to watching that one as well. I want to see what Chase Hooper does, honestly. Alex Aceros has been in the UFC for about 10 years now, so he's a veteran in the sport. I'm really looking forward to seeing the Cody Stamann versus Brian Kelleher in that one. Of course, I want to see the main event. I'm not super excited about it. I kind of feel like it's going to be pretty one-sided. But then again, a lot of people say that Felicia Spencer's legit. Don't sleep on her. I'm not sleeping on her. I just feel like you can't beat Amanda Nunes only with grappling. You're gonna have to have another outlet. You're gonna have to be pretty well rounded, and I don't think that she's the most versatile fighter to be able to beat Amanda Nunes. The Rafael Assunção fight versus Cody Garbrandt, and Aljamain Sterling versus Corey Sandhagen. That's probably the one I'm looking forward to the most, honestly, just because of how close the rankings are, ranked 2 versus ranked 4. And, I'm not really looking forward to the Eddie Wineland versus Sean O'Malley fight, but I do like watching Sean O'Malley when he does step into the octagon. I just feel like that was just a fight that was just given to him to build his name up even more than what it already is. I feel like he's probably going to run through Eddie Wineland, even though he's a veteran in the sport. He's getting up there in age. He just has a really very, very awkward style. So, yeah, I feel like Sean O'Malley will probably beat him. But anyways, I'm going to get into my quick picks real quick. I'm not going to go into their records and who they beat and all that like I normally do. I'm just going to do some quick picks for this video. First fight, early prelims. Evan Dunham versus Herbert Burns, Gilbert Burns' little brother. Evan Dunham's coming out of retirement. He's had a layoff of, I think, 2 or 3 years now, if I'm not mistaken. He also is fighting at a catchweight with Burns at 150 pounds. And he was on a 2-fight losing streak before he retired. So, yeah, I'm not rocking with Evan Dunham. I can't rock with him. I'm rolling with Herbert Burns, even though Evan Dunham does have way more fight experience than Herbert Burns. I feel like Herbert Burns can edge him, probably get a decision victory, maybe even a submission victory, possibly even a knockout. So I could see Herbert Burns winning in any way, honestly. I know he's only 1-0 in the UFC, and he fought a dude that's not really. He had a lot of hype behind him, but he's not really that good. We all seen what he did versus Darren Elkins. He's an average fighter in my own opinion. Nate Landwehr, that's his name. He's an average fighter. I mean, maybe in the future he'll be a little better, but I feel like he's pretty much an average fighter. But next fight, light heavyweight bout, Alonso Minnifield versus Devin Clark. This is an interesting one because Alonso Minnifield, he's a powerful striker. He usually doesn't go past the first round. And if he does go past the first round, fuck, dude, he might gas out. He's got a lot of muscle mass on him. Devin Clark, he's another kind of muscular dude, but he has a wrestling background. He's very good with his double leg takedowns. He's good at getting you in the clinch and getting you up against the cage and then wearing on you. But his jaw it's not, I don't know, man. His chin's not really there. He has been knocked out. I can't really say his chin's not there. He's fighting light heavyweight. Basically, these guys are heavyweights. So when people say their chin's not there, I mean, that's not really, I wouldn't say that's accurate. If you're getting hit by heavyweight, anybody that big in the perfect spot in your jaw, you're going to get knocked out. So whether you have chin or not. But yeah, Devin Clark, I don't know, man. This one's a hard one for me to pick. I want to pick Alonso Minnifield just because of how powerful his hands are. He hits hard. If he clips Devin Clark, it's over. But he's gonna have to do it early. I don't see him having the best cardio. I don't see him having the best cardio. If it goes down to the later rounds, I see Devin Clark edging him with a lot of takedowns, if he can get him, and just having better cardio than Alonso Minnifield. But I am gonna pick Alonso Minnifield, but don't roll Devin Clark out. I feel like he is a good underdog play. Next fight, Jussier Formiga versus Alex Perez, ranked 4 versus ranked 9. I'm rolling with Alex Perez all the way. I'm not going to talk too much about Formiga. He's at the end of his career. To me, he is. He is a submission specialist, man. His last loss was to why am I going blank? Oh, well. Anyways, both of these guys lost to the same... Joseph Benavidez. Both of these guys, their last losses were to Joseph Benavidez, and both of them were by KO. Alex Perez lost in the first round. Formiga lost in the second round. So, I mean... Shit, dude. that fight could go either way. If Juicy Formiga gets a hold of him, gets his back, and wears on Alex Perez, he could definitely submit Alex Perez. I don't see him knocking Perez out. Perez is a fucking warrior, man. He's got great hands, great footwork. He's fast. He's definitely got the better stand up out of the two. And I honestly think his grappling and his submission game is really good as well. So he's more of a well-rounded fighter. So for that reason, I'm going to be picking Alex Perez. And I just like him. I like his style more than Juicy Formiga. But like I said in other videos, don't pick people who, just because you like them, you got to pick. If you're going to make money in this shit, dude, you got to, if you're planning on gambling and putting bets in and shit, you got to pick people that you really feel are going to be the dominant fighter. But I do feel like Alex Perez, that's one of my most confident picks. I feel like Perez will probably edge him. Next fight, we're going into the prelims. Charles Byrd versus Maki Patola. I'm rolling with Charles Byrd. He's more well-rounded. He has better ground game. He's got good grappling transitions. Got good double legs and single leg takedowns. He's good in the clinch. Only thing that I'm worried about is his chin. It's really all I'm worried about. He hasn't been doing good in the UFC since he's joined the UFC. And Patola is coming off of his first loss in the UFC versus Kalen Potter by decision. And Kalen Potter's not a striker, but he basically kind of beat him at his own game. I know he took him down, I think, a few times in that fight as well. But yeah, Patola's supposed to be a striker, and you're getting beat by a grappler. Kalen Potter is a grappler, a submission specialist. He's not a striker. Yeah, some of these grapplers and submission specialists do have striking game as well, but he's not a natural fluent striker. So I mean, if you're getting beat by somebody that's not a natural fluent striker and you're supposed to be a striker, then I mean, I can't rock with you, my dude. I'm rolling with Charles Byrd. I think Charles Byrd will get the job done. Probably a decision, possibly even a submission victory if he gets it to the ground. If he plays a smart game plan and gets Patola to the ground and doesn't try to strike with him the whole time, he's definitely going to beat him. But if he tries to strike with him, I could definitely see him getting clipped and getting knocked out. So, yeah, this is a close fight to call. Charles Byrd's a favorite in this one. I think he's like an 8,800 pick on DraftKings, and Patola's a 7,400 pick. So, I mean, if you're going to pick a dog, if you're going to pick an underdog, then, I mean, Patola might be a good underdog. I don't know too much about Patola other than that he does tend to chase his opponents with his hands down. He's been knocked out a few times. He's been knocked out because he chased his opponents. He's over-aggressive at times, and sometimes that leads to you getting knocked out. So it's happened to him before. Being over-aggressive is not always the best thing. Okay, next fight. Cody Stamann versus Brian Kelleher. Ranked 12, Cody Stamann. Brian Kelleher is not ranked yet. This is a chance for him to get into the top 15. I'm rolling with Cody Stamann. Brian Kelleher is a great underdog play, though. Points-wise for DraftKings. 7,100 pick. Stamann, I think, was like a 9,100. So, I mean, fuck, dude. That is a great underdog pick. I think Kelleher is very durable. I think he can take a punch. I don't think Cody Stamann's going to knock him out. I don't. I definitely think he's going to wear on him. They both are good in grappling transitions. They're both good at takedowns. And Kelleher hits hard, man. So I'm not counting him out. I'm not rolling him out of this fight. I just am more confident in picking Stamann because of the type of fighters he's already fought. And the only loss that he has in the UFC is to Aljamain Sterling by a knee bar. So, I mean, that's not a bad loss to have. We already see where Aljamain Sterling is, what position he's in. He might be getting a title shot if he gets this win versus Corey Sandhagen. So, yeah, I mean, that's going to be... I'm really looking forward to actually watching that fight. Kelleher has been... he's been sneaky, man. He's been sneaky. He's been going through the division kind of unknown, and I think he's making his presence heard a little bit. So that's cool for him. He's been around for a little while now. But yeah, I'm rolling with Cody Stamann. I think he's gonna get the job done. Next fight, ranked 13 versus non-ranked opponent Gerald Meerschaert. Ian Heinisch versus Gerald Meerschaert. The Hurricane versus GM3. This fight almost got canceled. I guess one of Ian Heinisch's training partners tested positive for COVID. I'm glad that it didn't get canceled. It's cool that the fight gets to keep going on. Gerald Meerschaert's a great submission specialist. I think he has like 22 or 23 submission wins. He's got way more fight experience than Ian Heinisch, but I feel like Ian Heinisch he's gonna edge him, man. I really do. Heinisch is known for taking his opponents down. He likes to use his cardio and his pace and pressure his opponents. But Gerald Meerschaert's known to gas out, usually in the second round. He's a low volume striker. Heinisch is more of a high volume striker. He's got power in his hands. Gerald Meerschaert doesn't have the best power in his hands, but, dude, he'll catch you slipping. He will catch you slipping. You can't roll this guy out of this fight either, but I am rolling with Ian Heinisch. A lot of these fights are very, very... The way the matchmakers did these they're very close, dude. They're, like, super close. It was kind of hard for me to make my picks. I wrote a bunch of notes down, but I'm not going to get into them just because of how late I got to do these predictions for you guys. But yeah, I'm rolling with Ian Heinisch. I think he can get the job done. His last two performances were dog shit versus Derek Brunson and I can't remember the other guy, but yeah, versus Derek Brunson he did horrible. He gassed out. I don't know what he thought he was going to do. I thought he was just going to take Derek Brunson down, and that's not the case. Brunson has a wrestling background, so yeah, Ian Heinisch needs to be smart in this one. He needs to keep it standing. Fuck wrestling with Gerald Meerschaert, because if you do, you might end up getting submitted. Not saying that he can't submit Gerald Meerschaert. Meerschaert has been submitted 8 times. So he's a submission specialist that's been submitted a lot as well. So I'm not saying that he's the greatest submission specialist ever, but I'm saying he's very dangerous off his back. He's very dangerous on top. He's really dangerous in any position on the ground. Yeah, so, but I am rolling with Heinisch. Next fight, featherweight bout, Alex Aceros versus Chase Hooper. Yeah, Chase Hooper's only 20 years old, the youngest fighter on the UFC roster. Alex Aceros, man, he's getting up there. He's still really young. I think he's 30 or 31. He's been in the UFC for almost 10 years. He's a veteran. He's a 15-12 record. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about records, but this is one thing that's very, very bad. If you have a 15-12 record, you almost have as many losses as you do wins. I know most of those losses are by decision and submission. Alex Aceros, I don't think he's ever been knocked out, not that I can recall. I've watched a lot of his fights, and I've never seen him get knocked out, but I have seen him. He's been submitted, I think, 5 or 6 times. I think 6 times by rear naked choke. And if you've been submitted that many times by the same type of choke, you need to go to the drawing board. That's something you need to work on. That's your kryptonite. He's been submitted 6 times, and then I think 2 or 3 times by armbar. So, I mean, that's not a good look, dude. For you to be a veteran in the sport and have been submitted by the same submission that many times, you might as well go to boxing, man, or something, because, I mean, this is mixed martial arts. You got to know it all. You got to have a little bit of everything. Chase Hooper doesn't have the greatest stand-up. He's very flat-footed, very hittable, keeps his chin up high, doesn't have his hands up a lot. He got rocked by Tamir in his last fight. I honestly thought that he was going to get fucked up and it was going to be the end of it. I picked Chase Hooper to win that one just because of his submission credentials. And I definitely see Chase Hooper getting the back of Caceres and submitting him, man. I do. A lot of people are picking Caceres as an underdog pick. I don't see it happening. And if it does happen, it's probably going to be a split decision. I could see Alex Caceres trying to bounce around the ring, using his footwork, using his karate movement, keeping distance, point fighting to get the win. I could definitely see him getting a win like that. But the cage is smaller for this one, for this UFC event. I'm not really sure why they did that. But the cage is smaller, so this is really a fight for Chase Hooper to win and submit Caceres. They set this up perfectly for him to get a win. If he doesn't get a win, then I don't really know what to say about his future in the UFC, because Caceres is at the end of his career. I'm rolling with Chase Hooper, though. Excuse me. Okay, we're going into the main fucking card. Eddie Wineland versus Sean O'Malley. Sugar Sean O'Malley, man. Yeah, I'm not talking too much about this. Eddie Wineland's old, unorthodox style. Kind of flat-footed. He does hit hard. I'm rolling with Sean O'Malley, man. He's got the more fluid movement. Kicks hard, hits hard, and he's precise with all of his strikes. He doesn't use extra energy. He doesn't use a lot of extra energy to do a bunch of shit that you don't need to do. He does do flashy shit, but he knows when to do it. He's very good with his timing and his range. So yeah, I'm rolling with Sugar Sean. I feel like he'll probably get a first or second round win. A lot of people probably are thinking, oh, Eddie Wineland could definitely beat him. Not in this one. Sorry. I don't see it happening. Maybe if he takes him to the ground and keeps him on the ground. I haven't really seen Sean O'Malley on the ground much in his UFC career. So, I mean, that could be his kryptonite. Maybe that's why Brian Kelleher keeps calling him out. He doesn't think he's as good as he is. He doesn't think he's a well-rounded mixed martial artist. He probably just wants to take him down and just ground and pound him. But it's really hard to keep someone that tall on the ground as well. He's 5'11" for that division. For bantamweight, that's a tall bantamweight, man. That's going to be a hard person to control. Yeah, and he's got great cardio, too. Eddie Wineland's got decent cardio as well. So, yeah, but I'm rolling with Sugar Sean. Next fight, Neil Magny versus Anthony Rocco Martin. Very interesting fight. Neil Magny looked great in his last performance. Anthony Rocco Martin, he's won 5 of his last 6 fights. And he's a grinder, man. He's a very low-volume striker. He does throw a lot of calf kicks now. He's incorporated that in his game very well. Neil Magny's very good at picking people apart, using his range. And if you do take him to the ground, it's hard to get him to the ground. He's a very tall fighter. I think he's 6'3", 6'4", somewhere around there. If you do take them to the ground, you got to worry about submissions. Both these fighters have submissions, and they're both very well rounded. And they both don't. I wouldn't say they get hit that much. Neil Magny's good at using his range. He has been knocked out before. I think TKO'd. Anthony Rocco Martin, I can't recall if he's been knocked out or not. But he's looking great, man. He's looking great ever since he went to welterweight, honestly. This one's a hard one for me to call. I am going to pick Neil Magny. Something my gut is telling me to pick Anthony Martin. My gut's telling me to pick Anthony Martin. He is the underdog in this fight. A big underdog, too. Something's telling me to pick him. I probably should go with my gut. But I just don't feel like he has enough volume. I feel like Neil Magny can pick him apart from the outer, from his range, using his distance very well. Yeah, I'm gonna roll with Neil Magny, man. But I said it, man. I said it in this video. If Rocco wins, like, my gut was telling me to pick him. It definitely was. But I'm gonna roll with Neil Magny on this one. Anthony Rocco Martin, he's a good underdog pick for that fight, though. I don't think he's. I think he's up there with Neil Magny right now, honestly. Next fight, Aljamain Sterling, ranked 2 versus Corey Sandhagen, ranked 4. Oh man, this is gonna be a very strategic kind of chess-style matchup. They're gonna be throwing hands, man. Aljamain Sterling, I see him trying to wrestle more in this fight. I definitely see Corey Sandhagen defending those takedowns. Probably get taken down a few times. He got taken down about 3 or 4 times by Rafael Sansao. When they fought, I think it was Rafael. If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure it was Rafael. It could have been somebody else, actually. I'll have to check. But anyways, Corey Sandhagen, he has been taken down in the UFC, excuse me, a few times. He's got the height advantage. He doesn't have the reach advantage. Aljamain Sterling got a 1-inch reach advantage on him. Man, this is a really hard fight for me to call, dude. Corey Sandhagen is so precise with his strikes. He's so precise. I wouldn't say he's the hardest hitter, but he definitely has potential to knock you out. He has power in his hands. He's got high volume. They're both high volume fighters, man, strikers. They both push the pace. I mean, this could go any way, dude. This literally could go any way. I'm definitely rolling with Corey Sandhagen, though. I'm a fan of both of these guys, but I'm rolling with Corey Sandhagen to get the dub, man. Aljamain Sterling could submit him, though, dude. I could see this going either way. This is a hard one to pick. I might not even play this one for my parlays. I don't know if I'm gonna pick that fight for my parlays because it's just so close. That could go either guy. They're both hungry. They both want a title shot. Henry Cejudo is gone from the division. They both want that belt. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm rolling with Corey Sandhagen, though. I guess that's who I'm gonna roll with. Next fight, Rafael Sansao, ranked 5 versus Cody Garbrandt, ranked 9. Cody Garbrandt, man, no love. Coming off 3 back-to-back KO losses, 2 to Dillashaw, 1 to Pedro Munoz. The Pedro Munoz one was so stupid. It was just so dumb, dude. Like, I mean, fuck, dude. I don't really know what was going through his head. I don't know what was going through his head at that time. Pedro Munoz threw the same combination 4 times in a row. 4 times. Literally the same combination. If you rewatch that fight, he threw the same combo 4 times in a row. Cody Garbrandt should know better. He's a boxer, man. This guy's a boxer. He has boxing fundamentals. His emotions got to him a little bit in that fight, and I could tell he's a very emotional fighter. And usually emotional fighters, they could either be really good or really bad. There's no really in between with those kind of guys. He lets his emotions get to him a little too much in his fights. It's the same thing when he got knocked out by fucking TJ Dillashaw. TJ Dillashaw threw the same combo 2 or 3 times in a row. It's literally the same combo. I was trying to figure out how he's not seeing this. I guess from an outer perspective, if you're not in the ring, it's a lot easier to see it than if you're in the ring because it's a lot faster. It's coming at you, and you're the one fighting in there. So, I mean, yeah, I could see that. But the Pedro Munoz, he had no excuse losing to Pedro Munoz, dude. He had no excuse. Pedro Munoz is great. He's well-rounded. But he had no excuse losing in the stand-up department against Pedro Munoz. He has the faster hand. He hits hard. Hits just as hard as Pedro Munoz. He shouldn't have lost that fight. I was very disappointed in that. I did pick Pedro Munoz to win, but I thought he was going to get a submission. I didn't know he was going to knock Cody Garbrandt out, man. And Rafael Santos, man, he's a very well-rounded fighter. He's strong in clinch situations, got great takedowns, very dangerous on his back, very dangerous on the top position. Submission skills are through the roof. He can submit Cody Garbrandt very easy on the ground. I know he can. But that's if you can get him to the ground. And I don't see Rafael being stupid. I don't see him trying to slug it out with Cody. I see him going for takedowns. I see him wearing on Cody, getting him tired, because Cody does get tired in his fights. I'm not really sure how you get that tired that fast in a bantamweight fight, being that little, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we're all human. We get tired at times, but I just don't see how you get that tired at that weight class. Yeah, man, I'm rolling with the Rafael Santos. I think he's a great underdog pick, honestly. I see him getting a submission in this fight. But Cody, don't count Cody out. He can get a knockout. I just don't trust his chin anymore. Maybe that's why he grew the big beard out, to cover his chin a little bit. I know there's a lot of fighters like to have that beard. It's not going to protect it, though, man. It's not going to protect it. If he does what he did, if he gets over-aggressive and tries to slug it out with Rafael Santos, Santos is going to probably be the smarter one, and take him to the ground and probably get his back and submit him. I see that happening. I really do. I like Cody Garbrandt, but I just don't know where his brain's at. It's kind of mush now that he's been knocked out 3 times back to back. And the knockouts that he's lost, like, he shouldn't have lost those, dude. He shouldn't have. The first fight, yeah, the first fight versus Dillashaw, but after that, it should have been corrected. The emotional shit should have been corrected. Anyways, I'm rambling on too much about that fight. I was just disappointed because I am a huge fan of Cody Garbrandt. I'm just disappointed in, I don't know what his coaches and his psychologists or whatever the people he's dealing with that are in his corner, they need to tell him to not be so fucking emotional, man. I mean, easier said than done, but fuck, dude. Okay, next fight. We're going to the main fucking event, man. The Lioness versus the Phenom. Amanda Nunes versus Felicia Spencer. Brazil versus Canada. Man, I'm rolling with Amanda Nunes. There's not really much else to say. I'm rolling with Amanda Nunes, dude. She got the height advantage. She got the reach advantage. She's got everything, dude. She's the GOAT for the women's division. Plain and simple. There's no one better than her. She's beaten all the best. She knocked out Holly Holm. She knocked out Chris Cyborg. She knocked out Ronda Rousey. She's beat the best. She beat Jermaine Durandame. Basically, could have knocked her out as well. I mean, and she's got everything. She's got grappling. She's got this striking. Her hands are fast. Her footwork's great. She's lost before. I think it was to, who was it to? Kat Zingano? I don't remember who she lost to. I want to say it was Kat Zingano, but I could be wrong. Someone in the comments can correct me if I am. But Amanda Nunes is legit. She's legit, dude. A lot of guys would not want to fight this chick, dude. I wouldn't want to fight her. I would not want to fight Amanda Nunes, dude. She puts you to sleep. She's professional. She puts you to sleep, straight up. She's got powerful hands, man. And she's way faster with her hands and her feet than Felicia Spencer. If you go back and watch Felicia Spencer's highlights and just her fights, I'm not knocking her. She's a great fighter as well, but her hands are slow. She's not a good striker. She's not a good striker. If she gets this fight to the ground and she can wear Amanda Nunes down, which Amanda Nunes looked great in her last fight versus Durandame. The only thing is she was fighting a striker, using her grappling, fighting a striker. So now she's going to have to use her grappling versus another grappler, or she's going to have to keep it standing and knock her out. So this is a chess battle right here. If she can keep it standing, Felicia Spencer's going to keep trying to get those takedowns, dude. She's going to be relentless with her takedowns. So the only way Amanda Nunes is going to be able to stop her is by backing her up with those stiff jabs, those uppercuts, those the right cross, left cross. I mean, she's going to have to back her ass up. She's going to have to get some respect with those hands, and I think she is going to get that respect with those hands, man. She hits hard, dude. So, I mean, I don't think Felicia Spencer's going to be able to take those punches, dude. The only way Felicia can win is just if she wears on Nunes, she gets her to the ground, she submits her, or she just ground and pounds her and get the TKO victory. I really don't see that happening. If someone else in the comments sees Felicia Spencer winning, fucking drop that shit in the comments. Let me know why. I really want to know, because she is a huge underdog. You can win a lot of money off of her if she wins it. If she wins this fight, you're going to win a lot of fucking money if you do the right parlay. It's damn near worth picking her just doing one parlay with her and, like, I don't know, a few other underdogs, maybe Anthony Martin, a few people, but fuck, dude, yeah, I don't see her winning this one. I'm rolling with Amanda Nunes. I got a few parlays that I'm looking forward to. So yeah, let's all get this money, man. Make sure you guys drop a like, drop a comment. Make sure you're subscribed. I am gonna be doing another giveaway in a few weeks, so be prepared. My next giveaway is gonna be completely different than my last one. It'll be the same type of contest and the same rules, but it's gonna be different things that I'm gonna be giving away. So hopefully you guys are excited about these fights. Hopefully you guys are staying safe with all the madness, man. This corona bullshit, this fucking all these protests, all this other stuff, this extra stuff, man. Yeah, stay out the way of all that, man. Make sure you guys stay safe. All right, enjoy the fights.